Hey guys, it's Aiden, and today's video is going to be an episode of r/entitled parents. I know it's been a long time since I last did a video. It's been something like 2 weeks now, so we're just gonna get straight into the video and yeah, let's go. So this one night, one of the managers comes up to me and asks me to make him a $50 gift card for an upset customer. This isn't out of the ordinary, as we do occasionally give them out for issues. I found out later from a coworker the whole backstory to what happened. Now, I wasn't present for this, so I don't know exactly what he said, but here are the basics. Entitled dad with his 5-year-old son comes up to my coworker and asks him where he can find this one specific BB gun and shows him a page he printed out from our website. It's a semi-automatic one with a magazine that can fit 60 BBs in it. My coworker says sure, and he thinks the customer will have a fun time shooting targets with it. Dad says it's not for him, it's for his son's birthday. My coworker asks how old the son is, hoping that Dad means a teenager or something at home and not the little kid with him. Dad says 5, so yep, he means the little kid with him. My coworker tells him that he thinks it's a bad idea to give any kid that small any BB gun, never mind a semi-auto one with such a high mag capacity. He recommends buying him one of the Nerf dart guns we sell instead. Dad flips out and starts telling him that his son gets whatever he wants because it's his birthday, and he wants that BB gun, so he's getting that one. End of story. There I am at the desk, and this guy comes up to me with a return. I open the bag, and it's a semi-auto BB gun. Now, I never knew what the entitled dad looked like, so I didn't immediately make the connection. I ask him why he was returning it. He mumbles something and asks if I really need to know. I tell him yes, since the box is open I do need to know, especially if it's defective, as we need the reason to tell the manufacturer when we need to send it back for our refund. He doesn't answer for a long moment, and then he says one of the best lines an entitled parent could ever say. My son shot me in the foot. It clicks. I want to make sure, so I ask him how old his son is, and he responds with 5. Holy pickle juice! It's that entitled dad from the other night. I mentioned that 5 seems kind of young to let someone play with a BB gun like that, and he says very quietly, he wanted that one though. And I reply, and he shot you in the foot with it. He nods and just forlornly echoes, he shot me in the foot. He doesn't say much else for the rest of the transaction. I refund his money, and he thanks me and then leaves. I still can't believe this guy told me the exact reason he's returning it instead of just making something up, but let me tell you, I absolutely made my coworker's day when I told them who just came back to the store and what happened. Well, that was juicy, but there's more coming. Mother misunderstands how private buses work. Okay, so here's a story from when I was about 11 or 12. It was that time of day when we get picked up from school. I'd been taking the bus since I was 11, as my parents deemed me old enough and said it would help me grow my individuality. Plus, it was a school bus reserved for the kids only, so I was in no danger. But anyway, it was a Friday afternoon, and I was looking forward to going home and spending the weekend playing Persona 3, when there was some sort of commotion at the front of the bus. I looked ahead and saw some mother trying to get on the bus with her child. Now, this bus was strictly for children only, for what should be obvious reasons. We had no way to clarify if this woman was actually someone's mother, and it was better safe than sorry, as they say. What I heard next, though, was absolutely mind-boggling. The conversation between the driver and the lady was frankly hilarious. Keep in mind I was living in the UK at the time, so prepare for some British slang phrases. I'm sorry, ma'am, you can't get on. This bus is reserved for the children. You'll have to find another way home. What the crap? Keep in mind, this is a bus with 8 to 12-year-olds on it. I come all the way out here, I walked to collect my daughter, only to find some minimum wage piece of crap who won't let me take this bus home? Do you know what I've gone through? Sorry, ma'am, but children only. We can't risk letting a random adult on. So you're calling me a freaking nonce? How do I know you aren't one? At this point, everybody on the bus was staring at the woman, and the poor driver looked like he wanted to just get on with his job. But of course, the woman would not relent. I have a right to be on this bus. My children are part of the school. Then, by all means, your children can get on, just not you. It's policy. By then, the daughter, who was around my age, tried to slip onto the bus, blushing, clearly embarrassed at the attention, but her mother sharply tugged her back. No, you're not getting on this bus until this a-hole lets me on with you. After 10 minutes of back and forth, the mother eventually left, taking her child with her, and the driver sighed with relief as we finally headed off home. The ironic part is the woman's daughter I ended up dating and still do to this day, and she said once, I quote, "Sometimes I wish I had your parents or even anybody else's." Harsh. We got one more story because this is a fairly long video, so let's get on with it. Euthanize your pet so you can come to my birthday party or else you're an animal abuser. I haven't even read all this yet, and I know it's gonna be pretty insane. Like, I can smell it. So let's get on with it. The entitled parent in this story is actually my own father. I live across the country from my parents, for a good reason, which means I don't see them very often. A few years ago was my father's 50th birthday, and he was throwing a big party back home, and he wanted me to come. I didn't really want to go, but it was a pretty big deal, so I didn't see any way out of it. However, I had a pet rat at the time. No, I didn't keep him alone. He used to have a friend, but he died of old age. And he became very sick the week of the party when I was supposed to be traveling. Sad, but not really a surprise because he was getting old. I knew he was going to die sometime in the upcoming days, and I chose to let him die at home instead of having him euthanized. Last time I took him to the vet, he got such bad diarrhea, I had to feed him water through a syringe so he wouldn't die from dehydration. I didn't want his last memory to be something so traumatizing, so I bundled him up in a blanket and held him in my lap until he passed. Dying freaking sucks, but I did what I thought was best. So I texted my father to let him know I wouldn't be coming to the party. We normally see each other like once per year, and he makes no effort to contact me, nor do I contact him. So I don't think he has the right to expect me to be there. To be honest, it was more of a for show thing. I thought he would be understanding, but in retrospect, he did used to slap our dog for barking and push her nose in the pee if she couldn't hold it in, so I wouldn't describe him as an animal lover. Anyway, here's what he texted back. Just euthanize him. It's just abuse at this point, and come here this weekend. It would be so fun if you came. When I didn't respond for 10 minutes, he added the following. I can send you money so Pet Rat doesn't have to suffer. Thanks, but no thanks. It was pretty obvious that he just saw my pet rat as an obstacle and didn't really care what happened to him as long as I came to visit, so I said no. And I was pretty insulted that he accused me of abusing my pet rat, who's actually pretty spoiled. Cage door was kept open, homemade food, lots of cuddles, and he slept in a pillow fortress on my bed. My pet rat ended up dying several days before the party, so I could have made it if I wanted to, but I didn't feel like that at all. Especially after that. Instead, I stayed home and buried Pet Rat in my father's in-law's backyard next to his rat brother, and my father-in-law gave me a long hug and asked me if I was alright, because he's a normal person who's capable of experiencing empathy. The end. Well, I gotta say, crazy story. Well, this was a bit of a different video than I usually do, even though I only have a few videos up. Thank you so much for watching if you made it to the end, and I really appreciate r/choosing beggars episode 2 getting over 100 views. That is awesome. Sorry about the last video being really mediocre. If you like this subreddit and you want me to make another video about it, I will whenever I can, because I can only make these videos so often. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching.